deal?
God. It's a deal.
Done. We're killing it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about Shark Tank and the most successful stories ever featured on the show. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and also leave a like on the video. Now let's get started. In Season 7, Eric Copperstan and Brian Brush entered the tank seeking an investment of $80,000 in exchange for 10% of their company. PRX Performance, which produces weight training equipment that takes up just inches of valuable home space. While not all of the Sharks were convinced that this would be a good deal, Kevin O'Leary decided to offer $80,000 in exchange for 20% of the business, adding that they would pay him back in 20% increments of their profits. Since he appeared to be the only Shark believing in them, Eric and Brian accepted the offer, and it didn't take long for PRX Performance to take off. Today, the company has done more than $19 million in sales, and Mr. Wonderful can add this deal to his list of successes. 2009, True Quackenbush and Corey Ward had used their savings to buy a tent and a grill and then set up next to an ice skating rink in Fountain Square in Cincinnati, Ohio to sell grilled cheese and tomato soup. Because the response was so incredible, they soon opened their first store and then their first franchise in Louisville, Kentucky. Looking for help to expand their franchising efforts of Tom Plus Chi, they came to the Sharks and eventually made a deal with Barbara. In the update 3.5 years after their first appearance in the show, they revealed that their gourmet grilled cheese and tomato soup are now available in 31 locations in 15 states. So in just 7 years, they had gone from having just a tent to having a grilled cheese empire. Their sales before the tank were $1.5 million. Well, they now had $47 million in sales and created over 500 jobs. Unsurprisingly, Tom and Chi is one of Barbara's most successful Shark Tank investments. Nate Holzapfel came up with the perfect business plan after re-envisioning the belt. His Mission belt works without any notches and instead uses a release clasp to keep the strap tight around the waist, guaranteeing wearers that they will never have too tight a fit or too loose a fit. Nate was seeking a $50,000 investment in exchange for 20% stake of his business when he appeared on Shark Tank in 2013. And his reinvention of the belt convinced Damon, who invested the $50,000 for 37.5% of the company. Mission Belt has reached over $25 million in sales to this day, and Nate and his co-founder Jeff Jensen continue to donate $1 of every belt sold to fund microloans for small businesses in developing countries. Sometimes it takes a fair moment of digging to know whether a product is, in the lingo of Shark Tank investor Lori Greiner, a hero or a zero. Other times, recognition is immediate. The latter was the case in late 2015 when Gloria Hoffman and her mother Linda Clark walked into the set of Shark Tank toting brightly colored plastic ovals, resembling something that is a skateboard liberated from its wheels. What Hoffman and Clark were actually hawking was a Simply Fit board, their day-glow take on the traditional balance board for core exercise. While Mark Cuban, Robert Herjavec, and Kevin O'Leary joined the entrepreneurs in twisting on the court chiseling devices, Greiner and Barbara Cochran demurred because they were wearing high heels. For her part, Greiner didn't need to break a sweat to know she wanted to make an offer with $125,000 for 20% of their pitch. Sales went from $575,000 to $9 million in a matter of months, with placement in Home Depot and Walmart locations. What started as a DIY lace leg warmer business has grown into a complete women's apparel company. In Season 5, Barbara Corcoran invested $175,000 for 10% of husband and wife duo Melissa and Rick Hennon's fashion company called Grace and Lace. The company makes clothing, but what is really popular for them is their lace extenders. The extenders, made for skirts, dresses, and boots cuff, make it look like you're wearing socks under your boots. They solve that annoying problem many experience when socks bunch up under their boots, fall down, or just feel uncomfortable. Barbara even later stated that was her most profitable Shark Tank investment. Before their appearance, the Hennons brought in about $1 million, which has since grown into over $20 million in sales. As the company has grown, its philanthropic mission has as well, and since appearing on the show, it has used the profits to open 2 orphanages in India, housing a total of 100 kids. In Season 4, a mother-daughter duo from Boston went on Shark Tank with the idea to make cupcakes in a jar. They came up with the idea when looking for an easy way to ship the cupcakes they were baking. It was a simple concept that really took off, especially after a TSA agent confiscated them as a threat to national security. Before their appearance on Shark Tank, Tracy Noonan and Danielle Village made a deal with O'Leary in which he invested $75,000 for royalties instead of equity. He made $1 from every cupcake sold until he made his money back and then began receiving 50 cents per cupcake sold. Since appearing on the show, these cupcakes, called Wicked Good Cupcakes, have expanded and gotten new locations. Investor O'Leary said it was his most profitable investment of the show, and the company began to make about $4.8 million annually. And that will wrap up today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.